Hello my lovelies, welcome back to Ranting with Riley. I'm Riley, nice to see you again, if you're new, welcome. So I want to show you some stuff today, because if you've not already seen my shorts or my Instagram, I have finished my jumper. Wait. Ta-da! Ta-da! Put it on and show you. So yeah, it's full, it's cozy. It has pocket, because everybody needs a good pocket on a good hoodie. And I'm just super happy that I've finished it. Like, I didn't think I would, but look at it, it's finished, it's great. I'm excited. And I've been working on something else. I've been working on this bralette, which I am not going to put on to show you, because one, it's not finished, and two, no body confidence. But yeah, it's looking like that. I actually used Passionate Kelsey, her tutorial for the cups and the band, but I also altered it quite dramatically for me, because I'm very particular about how I like things to sit on my body, and yeah, her fastening style just wasn't for me, so I didn't do that. I have worked some more on this since last time, like I said, and I am now at the point where I've done my rowing back loop only, and then I've done one stitch. So now it's just building it up, and that's what I'm going to be working on today. Okay, I think that the light that I had on here kind of sends the camera a little bit funny, so I'll turn that off. Hopefully you can still see. I'm in a hotel. I'm not actually at home. It was very generously gifted to us by his mum, who was supposed to be coming for a bit of a break and to see us, and things happened, so she couldn't make it, but she couldn't cancel the room either, so she said, hey, there's a room paid for, do you want to go try it out? So yeah, fancy hotel room. It's really lovely. I'll show you my sister's side, because I'm with my sister, because hers is nice and clean. Mine's, yeah, I brought a lot of yarn. I wanted projects, I wanted to keep myself busy. So I'm working again with the 8mm, I'm not sure if you can see that. But what I do have, this is currently all that's left of the blue in the stitch, which I really like this blue. But like I said, I'm only using bits that I've got that I just need to use. So I've got this left, so that's going to be taking over from the blue, and I've got this one as well, and then I've got this one, which is sparkly and pretty, but this is like really tiny, and yeah, it's not really something I want to work with on its own, just because it's so small. But I kind of want the blue, the grey throughout, because I've got lots of this grey. I've got lots of this grey too. So definitely going to be greys and blues, and that's going to be kind of like the theme running through it. So yeah, it's hot again today. I thought we were starting to get to the point of autumn, but nope. Today definitely feels very much like it's summertime again. But I suppose we are getting to the end of August, so we might be getting some thingy next time. Some like colder weather, which means that I could wear the jumper better, because I'm actually really hot, so I'm gonna take that off. There we go. But yeah, it's finished and I'm excited. It's the first big project I've ever done for myself that I've actually completed to completion. So I did, I tried making a like jumper dress before with crochet, which is what I was, so basically I tried making a giant blanket. When that didn't work out, I'm stuck. Why am I stuck? Tried making a giant blanket. When that didn't work out, I decided I'll use the yarn that's left over from the giant blanket, which is the greys, black and red. And I thought I'd make myself a jumper dress, and I liked the pale grey, which is this one. I liked that for the jumper dress, and so I started making that decided partway through that it was boring me and it wasn't something that I wanted to continue doing, so I decided to stitch blanket. So that's got some greys, some blacks and some reds in there as well, so it's nice, but when I look at it, it makes me go a bit funny. Like, it kind of looks a bit like one of those, what do you call them, the things, and every time I looked at it, it felt like I was going to fall in. And so I like the comfort of it, I like the drape of it, but I don't like the texture, like the colours in it, so I'm half tempted to pull it apart, reuse the yarn, and make something better. Because I'll be honest, I'm not much of a fan of doing the granny stitch. Like, I know it's one of the easier ones to do, but for me it's just more of a faff than it really ought to be. And if you can't tell, I like to do things that are less faffy, if possible, and really do want to utilise all the yarn that I have, before I even consider having some more. So even this stuff is stuff that I got for Christmas last year, which is actually, it's a cotton acrylic blend, but there's more cotton in it, and that's the first time I've ever actually used cotton yarn, and honestly, surprised by it. It was really good. It's, you know, it doesn't fray, it doesn't do anything it shouldn't really, it doesn't really come apart, and I'm very impressed by it. Definitely would buy it again when I can afford it, but I definitely don't think I'd be buying it often. I do feel like I want to, at some point when I can, actually buy new yarn, like from different places, and just see how quality changes and how working it up is different, because I've never really ventured with it too much, and I know there's people that are certified by themselves as yarn snobs. That is definitely not me. My idea is, oh, this feels nice, let's buy this one, or this is cheap, let's get this one. I won't buy anything that's too scratchy, although this is, I think it's 100% wool? Oh no, it's 75% wool, 23% nylon and 2% polyester, but to me it's too itchy. So it's lovely, but it doesn't feel nice, whereas this one, it's fully acrylic, but it's nice and soft. Although I do like the colours and I do like the sparkles, so I do still want to utilise it, but it won't be used in anything that's going to be worn. I did make a little like hand warmer out of it before, but even then I did it was this big, and then I got bored because it's too thin a yarn for me, so yeah, we're not doing that. So I don't know if I told you, but Chewie left. She's gone home to her dad. She was very happy to be home. She wasn't very keen on the ride there, because I don't have a car, so we had to go on the tram. So yeah, she wasn't very happy with that, but I put her in my carry case, because when we brought her to ours, we used his carry case for her, but she's a fidget. She doesn't like being in those things, and so she was going from one side to the other, and it was one of the like solid, what you'd expect a cat carrier to look like. It was one of those, which is fine, but I don't have much hand strength when it comes to holding things, so the handle of the cat carrier, and then the fact that she kept on moving where she did, I didn't have the hand strength or the arm strength, so I had to carry it like this, which when my partner was there it was fine because there were extra stuff in the bag that we needed, but on the way back my partner had an event to go to, so I was dropping her off on my own. I feel like I missed one here. I don't know what I did wrong there, but I did something that wasn't right. Yeah, so he went somewhere else, so I had to go on my own, and I sometimes walk with a walking stick if I get dizzy spells, but especially if I know that I'm going somewhere that I'm not 100% of, or if I'm just not feeling 100% that day, I will take my walking stick with me. and I didn't want to be carrying a cat in my arms like this when I don't really have much strength. And then if I did need the walking stick, then, you know. So I used my cat carrier, because my cat carrier is a backpack. So a little bit easier. It also means that when you're sat on public transport, you can stick your hand in and give her strokes. But yeah, she was happy to be home. She ran around like a lunatic trying to find her dad, because I got there first. Hello, I am back home. It's the day after. Yes, I'm still wearing the same shirt, but I had so much yarn in my suitcase, I couldn't actually fit clean clothes. So, I mean, clean underwear, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, just wearing the same clothes as I did yesterday. I must admit, going and staying in a hotel in the city that you live in is an interesting experience. I've stayed in that hotel before when my mum's got married, and I also had prom in that hotel. So it's one that's been well travelled to with our family, especially seeing as we actually live in the same city. But, you know, walking through and getting on buses when you got a full suitcase and you're staying one night in the city that you live, seemed a little bit excessive, but I had a lot of yarn and I needed to make sure that I could take it. I travel light, but bulky. So yeah, it was a good night. Me and my sister had a good time. We didn't really do much. We just kind of chilled and watched TV, grumbled at things, and found out I'm a terrible person to sit and watch Great British Bake Off with, because I used to do a bit of baking, so there were a lot of things where they were doing things wrong, and I'm like, you're doing it wrong, and telling them how they needed to do it properly. But yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. On my way back, I missed the bus by seconds, but I couldn't be bothered to run for it because, one, it was too hot, and two, I didn't know where my purse was, so I didn't want to run for the bus, make them stop, and then have them wait whilst I dug around in my bag that may or may not have my purse in, that may or may not have my card in. So I'm just like, yeah, we'll just let that one go. And then I nearly missed the other one because it's got like live bus times, and it said it were going to be 10 minutes, and then I looked up and it was there, and I'm like, quick! So very nearly missed that one as well. But it was all good. I got home, safe and sound. My cat seemed happy to see me, although Scar did shout at me. I just realised you can't see the actual crochet part. Yeah, so cats cats were happy to see me, but Scar did shout at me. I did get told off for leaving her alone. They did have a decadent breakfast this morning that they don't normally have, but there you go, that's what happens when you ask your partner to feed them, when it's normally your job. And I made myself dinner, because I got back in time for dinner, brought it all upstairs, got everything all set up, and then spilt the entire pint of juice all over the bed. So had to strip the bed, had to take the bedding off, put it outside to dry. Luckily it's still warm outside, so currently my duvet is hanging outside to dry because it really took all the juice, and the rest of it's in the washing machine. So yeah, just got back, and my first thing is, let's just make a mess and have to clean that up. But yeah, there was so much juice that literally when I put the duvet outside, it was like there was a little waterfall. Oops. I am quite terrible for the fact that I will end up spilling a lot of things, and my partner kind of tells me, stop taking food into the bed because, you know, you spill it everywhere, and I'm like, no, it'll be fine. And every time I think I'm going to do better, and every single time I do something that makes a mess. But, you know, that's just what you get when you live with me. I mean, you saw the mess that I made yesterday. But I did leave it nice and clean when I left this morning, so, you know, I make a mess, but I can clean it up as well. I don't like leaving hotels a mess because I know it's cleaners' jobs to clean, but they shouldn't have to clean, like, a ridiculous amount. So I always try and clean up after myself before I leave the room. My sister's still staying. She's staying another night, but her kids are coming to join her tonight, so we had a night of chill, and she's going to have a night of crazy because she's got 3 neurospicy children. But yeah, they stayed with Mum last night. So yeah, it was a good night. I enjoyed it. I was annoyed with myself when I got home, and for the fact I nearly missed the bus after already missing bus on purpose. And yeah, I finished the bralette enough that I could wear it. I'll be honest, I don't like it. Like, it feels like it's too big, it feels like I've not done it decently enough, and I'm honestly tempted to pull it all apart and just use that yarn for something else. I just don't know what I'm going to use it for. Maybe a bandana? Like, it's really nice yarn, I don't want to not use it. But I just, yeah. It doesn't sit right on my body and it doesn't feel comfortable. Like, it's a soft thing, but it don't feel right. I don't like it. And that happens quite a lot when I make clothes for myself, especially clothes that I don't normally wear. So I probably need to stop doing that. The hoodie, very, very happy with. But I do tend to live in hoodies most of the time. Except for when it's hot. But yeah. So that's what I've been up to. So nothing too crazy. I feel like I need to start a new project today because technically the bralette is finished. So that means that this that I'm making now is the only project I have on the go, and I've allowed myself 2 projects on the go. So we'll see if that is something that I can do. So I think I'm going to start with a bandana and possibly a scrunchie. Close to you then. But I've got this, which is super soft yarn, double knitting. I like it. My sister thinks it's like one of those ones that feels like makes her fingertips feel weird. And I know there is quite a lot of the textures like that can really affect a person, but it feels alright to me. But I don't have much of it, so I can't do anything too crazy with it. So I'll try a scrunchie. Because I don't really like tying my hair up, but I feel better if I've got a scrunchie because I feel like it doesn't tighten it as tight. But I also feel like if I've got my hair tied up, it has to be really tight, and then I end up getting a headache. So yeah, I try not to tie my hair up often, but when it's hot, it has to go up. It just has to. Too much on your neck is too much. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to talk to you about something else. Hey, I'm back. I am very, very tired. I am trying so hard to not have a midday nap because it's only 1:30, but I am knackered. Who knew that staying in a hotel and doing nothing could knacker you out so much? But I did find this. I'm going to do that because the spots are annoying. This is the blanket I was talking about, and I'm just going to do that. Hopefully you can see it all. But yeah, I love the colours. I really love the colours. And I love the drape and the feel of it, but I do not like the pattern or the style or anything like that, so I think I am going to frog it, because this is a lot of yarn. So if anybody has any ideas or any patterns that I could use, I don't mind doing granny squares as long as they're like the solid coloured squares, because I think it's the changeover that really gets on my nerves. But I mean, this one, I couldn't decide when I was stopping because it's still attached to the yarn. Like, it's still attached, so I wasn't sure whether I was finished or not. And I've not trimmed my ends or anything, they're still all there. So yeah, my plan probably now is to frog this and turn it into something else. So if anybody has any ideas for patterns or granny stitches or anything like that, I might try and do like this big kind of size things, but probably just in the red and the grey, and see if I've got any other colours that might go with it, and then border in black. I've been watching, I think it's TY Yarn, and she was watching somebody else who does a join as you go stitch, where basically if you've got lots of different squares you can join them all together and border it, and you've only got 2 ends to work in. So you've got the start and the end, which sounds great. So I'm kind of interested to try that. And I do want a nice flowy blanket, and one that you can kind of, you know, just chuck over your shoulders and just be cozy. So yeah, that is definitely something I am interested in doing. And my partner did print me off a yarn winder. So this is all 3D printed, which is quite fun. It doesn't have a handle.
it was supposed to be able to like have a drill bit connected so that you could do it with the drill. However, we don't have the right size drill bit for it, so I'm just having to do it with my fingers for now. But you know, it works, it does its job, and it's a lot easier than doing it myself. So I am gonna frog it. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna frog it. And I'm gonna, do you know what? I'm gonna start now. Just so that you can see, it's gonna get frogged. And I will work on the other thing. There we go, look at that, it's disappearing. I will work on the other thing when I'm offline. But yeah, I think my next project is probably gonna be a bandana of sorts, because I just want to do a few small projects that I can finish. Maybe a scrunchie. And yeah, I've been watching a lot of Passionate, like Kelsey, and she does a lot of scrunchies and a lot of bandanas, and I'm like, do you know what? I kind of fancy a scrunchie and a bandana. It'd be nice to have one of them. So yeah, probably gonna do that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna pull this apart and I'm gonna have a look for patterns. But if anybody has any that they like, then please let me know. Tell me on Instagram, tell me in the comments. But yeah, thank you for joining me on this kind of choppy adventure. I wasn't quite sure where we were going with it today, but we ended up where we did. And yeah, I shall see you in the next one. And I think I want to talk a bit about Harry Potter and Harry Potter plot holes in the next one, but we'll see. But yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, please come and see me again. And thank you very much. Have a lovely day, or evening, or night, wherever you are. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.